In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to be able to locate and name every white note on the piano. And you're going to be able to do that in just 10 minutes today. So this is a really, really good start to build up your knowledge of how to find notes on the piano. So the very first thing I want you to notice is that the piano is made up of two different colour keys. Obviously we have the white keys and then we have the black keys. Somebody once asked me, why does the piano not just go white, black, white, black, white, and then a black, white, black, white, black, white, black, etc. And I had to think about it way back then. But obviously, if we didn't have this pattern on the piano of the black notes being arranged in a particular regulated way, we would never be able to find where the different notes, the different white notes were on the piano. So you'll see that the black notes are grouped with a group of two black notes together, then a group of three, a group of two, a group of three, and they alternate their way down the piano. And maybe you could try doing that, finding and padding your way down and noticing and being able to feel the different groups of black notes on the piano. So the first note that I like to try and find on the piano is the note that sits in between the two black notes, the group of two black notes. So the note in the middle of that is called D, and I want you to imagine a donkey with a long nose and two black ears, and we call that D for donkey. So let's just find some D's on the piano. Here's one, here's another, in between the two black notes there, and in between the two black notes there. So D for donkey is a really good one to start with and to find to begin with. So the next note that I'm going to show you today, in fact it's two notes. If you read along from donkey to the right, as if you were reading words, you have D for donkey, and then you have two white notes that sit side by side without a black note in the middle. Now these two white notes I call E, F, elephant. Now I know that elephant is not spelt with an F, but it does have a F sound, and that's why I use it, because it just makes it really easy to remember. So there's your donkey in between the two black notes. There's the white donkey's nose, and then next to it, the elephant, the two white notes that sit side by side. E, F, elephant. Okay, let's find another. There's the donkey, and then along to the right, elephant. And you'll notice as I go to the left, the notes get deeper. And I want you to just clock that right now, that up at the right hand side of the piano, you get quite tinkly sounds. And as you go down, the notes get deeper and lower until you get this sound down at the bottom. That's a bit like the grandpa elephant, the leader of the herd of elephants. Whereas if you went right to the very top, you would get the tiny little baby elephant that curls his trunk round his mum's tail. So we've got D for donkey, donkey's nose. We have E, F, elephant. And this takes us on to the group of three black notes now. So this group of three black notes. So I want to take you back to when you were a baby and you probably slept in a cot, or your children slept in a cot. And I want you to imagine the three black notes of the big group being the bars of the cot. And inside the cot, you'll find two white notes, and these two white notes spell the word G-A, G-A. And so it makes the sound that a baby says, G-A, ga-ga. Let's find a tiny little baby. Here's a higher one. If we got even higher, G-A, gaga. So if we go right down to the bottom of the piano, down to the left hand side, we get the baby who makes a very deep sound. I always think of that as being a proper bruiser of a baby who's got comes out at £14 with a full head of hair. So obviously the first one is G and the second one is A. So if you put them together, you can remember the words G-A Gaga. So the next thing about the big group that you want to remember, the big group's got the 3 black notes. If you go above the big group, because above is to the right, we find the note which we call B. So B above the big group. And it's quite nice to do a bit of a bounce on that. So you can start at the top of the piano, B above the big group, and bounce down on all the Bs. And that's a really nice way just to begin to see the whole layout of the piano and all the Bs on it. And the very last note that you need to learn today is the note C. And we find C to the left of the 2 black notes. So C is to the left of the 2 black notes. And if you look closely at C, you'll see that it actually looks a bit like the letter L. So C to the left of the 2 black notes. And it's quite nice to do a little rhythm on that. C to the left of the 2 black notes. And if you put your thumb on C and stretch out to the next C, you can play what's called an octave. So that's 8 notes apart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So oct, like octopus, or octagon. An octave is 8 notes apart. So if you can stretch that. 2 different C's. So they're the same note, the same name, but one's higher and one's lower. And then if you put the left hand on as well, you can actually span and play 4 different C's all at the same time. So if you look, some of the eagle-eyed amongst you might have spotted this. If you look at the G, A, Gaga in the middle of the big group, and you start on A, which obviously is the first letter of the alphabet, you can count up from A, B, C, D, E, F, G for G, A, Gaga, and then you're back to A again. So the notes of the piano are actually made up of the first bit of the alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then it starts again. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and on we go again. So I hope that's helped you to work out and to familiarise yourself with some of these notes on the piano, and I hope you have fun finding them.